take trades on my own. I started watching some YouTubers. If the guy is actually making me money, why is he charging me $15 a month to share his trades? Within 1 month, I find my very first prop firm. At first,
Right.
I thought it's a scam. I get my first account, I blow it the very same day. He says that your first 10 accounts, you should not even think about passing them. I had left my job. So I was like, okay, I'm so close to my payout. I'm gonna make $1,500. These guys are paying me what? $400. So fuck it. You know what? I don't want your job. I ran up 2 top chip accounts to $10,000. I was like, oh fuck, I'm so goated. He found something crazy, negative RR. And then I get banned on Apex. I crash out. I blow all my accounts. The daily loss limit is the best thing which a firm can provide you with. So I believe a lot in karma. If I just donate some money, maybe then God will forgive my cockiness. Right? Yeah, because I did not start this to scam. Because if I wanted to scam it, Indian markets are the best place to run a scam.
Sahil, thanks very much for joining me here today. I'm excited to interview you. It sounds like you've had some really great recent successes in prop firm trading. So why don't we kick this off? Just introduce yourself and tell us how you first got started in trading.
All right. First of all, thank you for having me and for this opportunity. So I'm Sahil. I started trading back in 2022. I started out with the Indian markets, the Indian options market. And I think it was a very basic start. I was copying other people, joining Telegram groups, wasted a lot of money doing that. And most of it for the next 6 or 7 months, I was just trying to learn how to trade. But majority of my time was actually going into copying. So I wasn't really focused into trading. I didn't see it as a possible career path, and it was just a side. It was just a side hobby which I thought could make me some money. And as time progressed, I saw some growth. I was able to sometimes take trades on my own. I started watching some YouTubers of the Indian markets, and slowly I was like, okay, that thing kicks in, right? If the guy is actually making me money, why is he charging me $15 a month to share his trades?
Sure.
So I was like, I should if I am able to make it work, well and good. I have close to 1.5 years left in college, and if it does work out, I'm set for life. If it doesn't, I don't lose a lot. And I wasn't really investing a lot of money into trading at all. So every month I would only put in maybe $200 or $300. I would Some friends would just give me money to trade because they thought, oh, I could generate some returns because they used to see my PNL. And there were times with and that's the good part about the bad part actually about the options market, that you will have days when you will end up making 300-400% of your capital,
Mhm.
only to lose it in the next few days. So yeah, people did give me money. Like I remember in 4 months into trading, a guy from my college offered me like $600 to trade, and I ended up losing it in like 3 or 4 days.
That's what they
Uh,
say. It takes
yeah,
100% loss to lose a 500% gain, right?
exactly. And it did feel shitty, but then I also saw the bright side of it. I was like, okay, if I can make 300 or 400%, I can potentially make like consistent returns which are far less if I
Mhm.
can just figure out what am I doing wrong and what I can do to improve it.
Sure.
And that continued for a while, but by the time I think 2023 started, around April, I had a strategy which was working in the options market, but by then I realized it's not possible to make 100 or 200% returns every month. Even a 10 or 15% return is like a lot,
Hmm.
and that means that if I have a capital, and back then I just had like I had my last $1,200 left. So even on that $1,200, 10% a month is like $120, and it's not worth it. So I started learning ICT, and I wanted to get into forex trading because they offered leverage. So in my mind, I was like, okay, if I put $1,200 in and I can leverage it to, let's say, $12,000, and then I make 10%, that's still like $1,200. That's like decent. But I was a bit dumb. I didn't realize that we could only lose that $1,200. I never did the math on that part. So yeah, I wasn't very smart even though I did economics, right? My background, I did my economics honors, but I never thought about the fact, okay, if I lose $1,200, my account is gone.
Yeah.
But after I started learning ICT, I've just found him online. Actually, my roommate found it. Found it.
Hmm.
We used to trade together. Now we live together. So I find ICT, and around within 1 month, I find my very first prop firm, my very first futures prop firm. So it was Apex Trader Funding. I think it's the
Hmm.
most famous firm right now. And I bought, and they had a 90% off. So the accounts were very cheap. It was like $16. At first,
Right.
I thought it's a scam. But then at that point, I was like, okay, $16 is not really going to affect my life. I can spend that even if it's a scam.
Sure.
And I get my first account. I blow it the very same day because I was
what
still
did you
learning.
What did you trade in the first day there?
So I wanted to trade ES, and I
Uh-huh.
did not know that day it was NFP, right? So I was in a long position, and the news kicks in. I go up like $800 or $900 with one mini, and I got so happy. Oh, this is so easy, right? I got so lucky. I knew it was luck, but I did not know it was like just the news was going into favor, and Apex had that trailing drawdown thing, right? So
Hmm.
it went up, and then it went down, and my account blew up, and I was like, wait, my account is at at 25,000. Why is it blown? And I couldn't figure it out. But
Yeah.
then try and errors. I got one more account, then on my third account, by the time I was on my third account, I became a mod at Apex because I had learned every single rule by then. That was the first thing which I did. I went to the FAQs and I focused solely on the rules to figure out what I'm allowed to do, what I'm not allowed to do. And uh, somehow I ended up becoming a moderator at Apex's Discord. And there was this guy. He gave me a very solid advice. He said that your first 10 accounts, or you should not even think about passing them. You should just focus on building a strategy which is being forward tested, because back testing won't help you out a lot unless you have the live experience. And that became my plan. Every month I would only buy 2 to 3 accounts, and they always had the 90% and the 80% off, so the cost wasn't that high. And my focus would be, okay, if I can get maybe 5 or 6 trades which are good trades from my Apex accounts, and then I blow it to a tilt, it's all right. But those 6 or 7 trades will help me build my journal, will help me build my strategy. So for almost the next 3 months, my entire focus was on, okay, figuring out something which works for me. I'm learning ICT. I am able to understand it. I'm able to get trades. Now the only thing which is stopping me is my discipline. So I had to work on that a lot, and that instilled a lot of good habits with me. And at that point, I remember that as soon as I had started learning ICT, I had the prop firms. Now I had no excuse. I had the right tools, and my college was about to end. So I knew I have a very short period of time to make this thing work, or I'll need to end up working a job and continue trading in the side, which I was fine with because I had been placed at a pretty good firm, and the extra money would definitely help. So I passed my first funded account. I think it was my sixth or seventh account. I ended up passing it by luck. I did not.
When was
I
this?
was just following my strat.
When was this,
This
and how
was, I
long
think,
have you been trying at this point?
so. This was so with prop firms. It had been 3 months with
Okay.
Apex, and I
Yeah.
passed my first funded account. I passed my first evaluation, and I think I had lost 6 or 7 accounts
Hmm.
by then.
Okay.
But they were cheap. They were like
Yeah.
16 to thirty
$16. Sure.
dollars. So
Hmm.
yeah, and I used to go for the 25K account because I was like, okay, 1,500 is easier to make with one mini compared to $3,000. And the other mindset kicked in. Okay, if I make $3,000 on a 50K, that's equal to a payout on a 25K. So even though I did not want to pass it, but I was just getting into the habit of managing risk on a 25K. So I had a strategy. I had very strict rules. I'm gonna risk 250. I'm
Can
gonna
we
make
can we learn
400.
about those rules? Yeah. Do you mind talking about the rules
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
really
sure,
dialed
sure.
in? Sure. Sure.
Yeah. So what really helped me, so after I passed my first account, I was following this very strict regiment of one trade a day, only trading after 9:50 a.m., taking only trading the 5 minute. I always wanted the first move from 9:30 till 10 to be against my bias. So that I used to call it the Judas swing. ICT teaches it, but he teaches it a bit differently. But I figured what I'm doing works better for me. And then I had the rule: I will stop after one trade. If it's a loss, the best thing I can do is just shut down my system, like force shut it down.
Right.
Um,
And with the
and
one
that is
trade, did you have fixed stop losses with that as well?
right. So I used to have a fixed stop loss of 5.5 points on ES and a
Got it.
TP of 8 points. Uh, and the reason I did that was honestly because it was easier for me to calculate the risk of 250 with 1 mini on yes, right? 5 points says $250 and the
Hmm.
point 0.5 just to make sure I wasn't getting wigged out. And back then that thing was working very great on 5 minute FPGs. Uh, so it was called the silver bullet model by ICT. I had changed it a lot to make it work. And I think
Sure.
that is the key part to any strategy. You pick
Yeah.
someone's model
You have to make
and you
something work
keep
for you.
changing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Uh, and it went well. I passed my first funded account, all by following the rules. So now I had confidence. Okay, if I did it once, I can do the same thing on my funded account. It's not gonna be that hard. And it honestly wasn't because I was up $900 within 1 week of getting that account. And then comes the Monday. I'm excited to trade and I lose the account. I felt shitty. I felt okay, this shouldn't have happened. I could have done so much better. But then I realized I crossed almost halfway, more than halfway. I just needed to make $600 more for my first payout. How hard can it be? So by this time, I was also working a job. So the accounts weren't that expensive at that point. So I was making I suppose around $300 or $400 uh, a month, and my friend used to give me like $200 to trade. Because yeah, I have that guy, like, he really helped fund my trading. So
Oh,
every month I
good
would have
friend.
$600.
He's the kind of friend we
Yeah,
all need.
yeah, he funded me a lot, man, like
Yeah.
crazy amounts.
Nice.
And so I had around $600 every month, out of which I would only spend 200 on accounts. Uh, so after that, I realized, okay, I can pass accounts. I almost made it to a payout. I shouldn't be wasting time on evals anymore. So I got it was like a 90% off. So I bought like 3 or 4 evals and I started full porting them, hoping to pass one. I ended up passing one.
Okay.
I took close to a week break. I went on a small trip. I come back, and now my entire goal was one trade a day, no matter what, and I exit at 250. And I would keep backup eval. The moment I take a loss and I want to trade, I will just switch to the eval and
Hmm.
trade on that. Do whatever I want to do on that.
Sure.
That helped me a lot because after every single loss, everyone wants to try to recover it. The best thing, which even till this day I do, is I just hop onto an eval and try to take the trades which I would have taken. And every
That's
single
really
time the
smart. I
story
like that.
repeats.
Yeah.
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 And when you see your evals getting blown back to back, you realize, okay, if you took that loss, that it wasn't your day, you would have lost even more money if you didn't do that. I get my second funded account. I traded for a month. It's going pretty well. And it was, I think, October, and November 1st, I locked my first payout. Now, and it gets approved. And at this point, so almost 2 weeks before that, I had left my job because I had some trouble with work. I wasn't a very obedient person, right? Of course, because I didn't give a I didn't give a shit about the money they were offering me anyway. So
Well,
I was like,
knowing that you've got all these prop firm accounts coming, I'm sure that played a
yeah,
role, right? You knew how much money
yeah,
you had
exactly.
coming to you. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm so close to my payout.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make $1,500. These guys are paying me what, $400? That's like almost 4 months of pay. So fuck it. You know what? I don't want your job. It was a very dumb
Love
decision.
it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and honestly, sometimes I feel, okay, that was a dumb mistake. I shouldn't have done that, but it worked out. I get my payout, and it hits my bank after 10 days because back then Apex, like, I think almost every single firm was slow back in
Mhm.
2023. So
Okay.
it took almost 10 days to hit my bank account, and the entire time I was like, are they gonna pay me, or are they not gonna pay me?
Right.
Yeah, I just remember doing to and fro with the mods. They are not paying me my money. What's going on? And they
Yeah.
just said,
Yeah.
just wait. It's gonna arrive in your bank. It just takes time.
It was an international wire, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
It's
So it took
it's
a
an
while.
international vibe.
Yeah.
So back then they used to have Deal, and the moment I got my payout, Deal
Yeah.
had banned prop firms. So they were figuring out
Oh,
a way to
okay.
send me the money. That's why
Right.
it took. So they were setting up planes. So that's why it took a delay. I got the money, and honestly, it felt good. Like, I still remember,
What was the first payout that you received?
it was $1,250.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So,
And
and I felt so
for
good.
what you were living
I
on at
was
the
like,
time, that was amazing.
yeah,
You
it
just
was
had three
amazing.
months of
Like,
income there, right?
exactly. So it
Yeah.
felt good, and I had my account. My accounts were still at buffer. So I didn't lose my account. I had one more payout locked. But okay, this is cool. But then I lost that account because I got too cocky. But I was fine. I didn't feel bad. I got and the very next day, Apex comes out with a 90% sale. So my mind was like, okay, what if I buy 20 accounts and repeat this? I buy 20 accounts and
Yep.
I blow them. So that was
Ah,
down like $300. So I was like, okay, you know what? I will do what worked for me. I got two accounts. I passed them normally. And it took me, I think December went all into passing those accounts. January starts, and 2nd of January I start trading my accounts. But by this time I'm trading crude oil, and I'm scalping 1:1, and I'm very good at it. I realize, okay, I am actually like the entire January I just took one loss,
hmm.
and I locked two payouts of 1,500 each. So
Yeah.
that was $3,000 in January, and then I
Amazing.
felt this shit. Yeah, this shit's so easy. I'm paying like $200 for the account. I'm pulling out $3,000. I'm so good. You know how it gets to you, right? And I'm not saying it was luck. I think to some extent, yes, it was. But at the same time, I did get cocky after, and that was the time I started my Instagram page. And for some reason, it just blew up. So
Hmm.
I managed to get like 100K views on my one of my reels, like my second or third reel, and everything is going according to the plan.
Hmm.
February goes well, but I'm not scaling up at all. So what I had realized is that what am I happy with at this point of time? My mindset, $3,000 sounds like a good number. $3,000 every month means I can blow close to 15 challenges, 15 funded accounts every single month and be at break even. I just need to get consistent with this $3,000. So I stuck to two accounts for quite some time, and almost so back then on Apex on a 25K account, you need to make $1,600 to withdraw 1,500.
Hmm.
So that was the easy part for me. And what I would do is that with every two funded accounts, I would copy trade two evals. So the moment they got to a payout, the new evals would be ready to be traded.
Right.
So I was just milking and cycling accounts at this point. I had no intention to create a long term plan, or my
Yeah.
entire purpose was if I can get to a payout, I win. If I don't, it's all right. I'm gonna get a new account.
So this was still
Uh,
early 2024, right?
yeah,
Or
early 2024, January,
A-
February.
And I know that
This
they've made a lot of rule changes in
changes
2025
them.
about account cycling.
Yeah,
So you were still at a
account
point where you
cycling.
could still cycle accounts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that helped a lot.
Right.
That built that initial buffer with me, and this went on till June. And by this time, I had met a friend. He's an amazing trader, and he was helping me trade NQ. He told me that okay, you are trading CL, you are trading ES, and you keep switching between assets. And even though you are getting to payouts, it shouldn't be taking you an entire month to get to your payout at this stage. Because if you have taken three or four payouts, you know what you're doing. Just work on it, and you can get to your payouts in maybe 2 weeks. And at first, I was like, okay. At first, I was hesitant. I was like, okay, this is working for me. Why should I switch? And by that time, markets changed. The model which I was using wasn't working that well, and I had sized up for the very first time to 5 accounts, and I lost them. So I realized, okay, I need to work on my skills. But then my friend was like, okay, I'm gonna pay you money for 10, 25K accounts because I know you can make it work. And my entire aim was, if I make money on that, I'll just pay him back the account cost and I can continue trading the accounts. I was like,
Seems
okay,
fair.
that works
Yeah.
with me. Yeah. Because we were at this point we were running a Discord and we were partners, so it didn't matter to him. So I take those accounts, I run them up to $1,400, and then I lose them.
Oh,
So
so close.
yeah, and I was so close. But at that point, I realized, okay, he's right. What I have been doing isn't working because that was proof. Had it been working, I should have gotten to my payout. Now I
Sure.
can't. If it is my discipline, that means my model isn't suiting my way of trading anymore.
Hmm.
So I started learning to scalp again with him. Because I used to scalp CL, but that wasn't working either. So he helped me learn NQ, and for the next 3 months, I had no more any pay. I did not get any payouts. Then in December, I managed to get two payouts from Top Step,
Hmm.
around $4,000. And at this point, I have figured out a very good model for myself on NQ,
Just scalping NQ.
just scalping NQ.
And what did
But
the take profit and stop loss change to at that point?
so okay, at that point, I was trading a 1:1, and I
Okay.
would just wait for an aggressive dump or a pump, wait
Hmm.
for the price to come to the 50% of the pump or dump, and then instant buy or sell it for a 1:1 with my stop being at the lows.
Right.
So I was trading with 5 or 6 micros most of the time. Sometimes in London, I would trade with one mini.
Got it.
It was a very raw strategy, and honestly, it worked out great.
Hmm.
January comes around, and there's this insane volatility with the elections and
Hmm.
everything. And I remember we started making so much money. I ran up two top chip accounts to $10,000. I was like, oh fuck, I'm so goated. Like I have this shit figured out again.
Yeah.
Uh,
Seems like
January
January is a
goes.
good month for you, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's my birthday one too.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah, yeah, and so it goes well. January goes very well. But at this time, again, I get into my comfort zone. I'm not gonna say scale up. I'm gonna stick to my 2 or 3 accounts. I'm making $5,000 a month. That's like a lot of money in India where I live. So why should I bother scaling up? And then I keep trading. January goes well. February goes well. Almost every single month since January, have had a payout month of at least $5,000. Now comes April, and my friend just comes up to me and says, okay, he found something crazy, right? Negative RR. But I'm hesitant again, but then
Mm,
it just clicks. Last time I was hesitant, I wasted 3 or 4 months of my life not making money. Now,
okay.
if he's telling me to try this negative RR, why not do it? And then I had the Bulanox funded account, which just one single account which I was trading, because I had gotten very comfortable, right? And so I did not want to scale. I just wanted to take maybe $2 or $3,000 a month, be happy with my life, take one trade a day. So he comes with the negative RR stuff, and it's honestly crazy. So the basic idea is that we set a TP of 10 points
Hmm.
and an SL of 35 points. The 10-point TP was because Top Step requires you to scalp 10 points
Right.
to make $200 a day. Now it's 150. Back then it was $200.
Okay, that
So
makes
when I
sense.
used to trade my Top Step accounts, I would try to make $1,000 or $2,000 in the first week, and I would do that using two minis, and I would wait for the pump or the dump, enter with two minis because I knew almost 60 or 70% of the times I'm gonna hit my TP.
Now,
So if I manage to hit two TPs, I
uh-huh.
make $2,000. I would flip the next 4 days with one mini, capturing 10 points.
So what was the plan if your 35-point stop loss was hit? Because that's $700 per
That's
contract, right?
700.
Yeah.
Right. So that is what my friend said. He said, if you do it rightly, you should be taking just one loss every 2 weeks. I did not believe it. Honestly, I thought, okay,
So
maybe
it's
it was
still
a
a one
lucky
loss
month for him.
rule.
One loss rule. Yeah, we always stuck to that.
But weren't you
Uh,
trading two micros? Or
uh,
sorry, two
two
minis?
min two
So
minis,
it
right?
could have been a
So
$1,400 loss, right?
it could be so we had to switch to one mini.
Oh, I
So
see.
we
Okay.
switched with a 35-point loss. We switched to one mini. Now we start trading the model in April, and I bought 5 Apex accounts. I had passing was at this point I didn't care. Passing was the easiest thing in the entire thing with Apex. I pass those accounts. I get my 5 funded accounts. I lose one because the copy trader fucked up. I have 4 accounts, and it takes like 7 days to get to the 7 minimum trading days. And on my 8th day, I was at my payout, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. At first, I thought, okay, maybe we got lucky. This is honestly insane that if I'm getting to my payout in 7 days, it's
Hmm.
luck.
Hmm.
But then I realized, okay, these accounts are at buffer. I take $1,000 out. I think I took 900 from each, so I got paid like $3,800. I traded 3 more days, making $400 each day. So I just go over the rules as well of of what I was doing exactly.
Sure, go for it.
The idea was that I'm going to scalp 2 trades a day. If my first trade is a loss, I take a $700 loss. I'm off the markets. If I win my first trade, I make $200. I'm going to try and make $200 more. If I lose my second trade, I'm going to be done for the day.
And
And
you're
it was a
still
very
only
strict rule.
down effectively, if you lose the second trade though, you're down about
Yeah,
$500 at that point, right?
yeah, I'm down
Because the first trade you
$500.
were still a winner on.
Right.
Right.
And
Okay.
then I also had rules of so I also believe that, okay, if it is my day, I shouldn't be struggling to make the $400. That means that if I miss my first trade, I'm just gonna take one more trade. If I take my first trade and I miss my second trade because of any of my own fault, or maybe it was a technical glitch, I would stop for the day. I would just call it a day because it just isn't my day. Um, so the next what I did with the 4 accounts, I did not scale up. I got the money in my bank. For the next 3 days I traded, I made $1,200, and then I made 50 and 50 more to count the number of trading days, flip the 3 days, and I'm again at a $3,800 payout. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. This stuff is crazy. I scale up from five. I went from 4 accounts to six. Did the same thing. From six, I went to 10. On 10, I think I took three payouts of uh, eight, nine, and $10,000. I scaled to 14 accounts. Now I'm doing this every 3 days, no
Yeah.
matter which week. I'm at a payout, and then I always wanted to hit that 10K month. And I remember my first 10K month was ended up being, I think, a 11K month, and the other month,
Which month was that?
this was April, May. I think May. Yeah, it
May
was May.
of
May.
2024 still. No, sorry, 25.
2025.
25. Yeah,
25.
yeah. Okay. This year.
Then June was a 35K month, and that reopened it up. I was like, okay, scaling matters, but scaling the right way and just
Mm-hmm.
knowing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
These firms are incredible to make money.
Yeah.
So and at this point, I don't care if the account is $500. I don't care if the account is $300. I know there's a 80% chance I'm going to get to my payout.
Right.
So I go all in. I max out Top Step. I max out Take Profit Trader. I'm maxed out at Apex. I'm maxed out at Lucid.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, funding tick I don't think was available. So
So you have
I'm
like
sitting at
50
close to
something accounts at this point?
35. Yeah,
35. Okay.
35. All
Yeah.
of them are at buffer. So I'm at like $2,000 on each, and Apex at 2,600. And then I get banned on Apex. They take away my accounts. I
Bummer.
crash out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I crash out and I blow all my accounts. Right.
So it really hit you.
And yeah. It was a crash out. It was a very childish thing to do, but I
Yeah.
don't have any regrets. I was like, okay. I felt good. I felt okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, a bit shitty because it could have been a 70K month, but I never hit that. So I get to Tradeify, and I'm not wasting any time at this point because I knew the month is still eligible. Yeah, I have gotten. So it was start of the month, the first week of July, I think it was. I had gotten banned. I had lost all my accounts. I had a lot of money in my bank account, and I had like $3,000 payout, which Apex did pay me, which was a good part. Despite banning me, they
That's
did
good.
pay
Yeah.
me the
Despite the ban,
money.
they did
Yeah,
pay you. Okay.
yeah, they did pay me. So they paid me the money. I used that money to get 5 accounts of Tradeify S2Fs and 5 funding ticks S2Fs. And I love S2F accounts because the idea is I make $3,000, I can take $2,000. I'm paying $350. So even if I blow the account, I'm making a lot of money. Like the risk to reward is insane. So I get 10 accounts and I managed to get payout on both of them. So that's a 20K month for me. I reinvest the money, and also because I'm very transparent about this, and since I'm a content creator, I do make money from affiliates too. So my affiliate income does help me a lot with accounts. So maybe any given month, back then I was doing maybe $2,000 from my affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
So that $2,000 combined with this money, not a lot of money was going into the account from my own pocket. So every single month in that, so June, yeah, it was July, I made 20K. August was a very shitty month for me, but I managed to make $10,000, and that also put me for some reason on the funding ticks rewards leaderboard. So that was a very huge confidence boost.
Before you get to September, I'm
Yeah,
curious what happened
yeah.
in August. What do you think fell apart there?
So it was just that the price action was bad, and honestly, uh, the trading wise, the month was decent. What was getting to us was the end of the trailing drawdown, right? Because
Yeah.
I was up $2,000. I need $3,000 to make to a payout, but I can only lose $2,000. Even though, like, logical thing is, I should be up 4,000. Like, my drawdown should be $4,000.
Yeah.
So that did hit us. I ended up losing 5 S2Fs in August, and then comes September, but I still managed to get to a payout. Then comes September, and it just clicks to me. Okay, what if I get 150K account from S2F from with Tradeify, and I just run it up? They allow me to lose $3,500 every single day. I'm gonna risk $3,500 every single day and make $1,000. That's just 10 points, right, on NQ.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. My data says that it should take me 12 days to get to a payout. I can only lose 2 trades. I know September is a good month. Take those accounts and I start running them up. And in September, I made close to $50,000 on five S2Fs,
Wow.
the SIM money, right? And
Yeah.
I take a $15,000 payout. I take, I think I took like $6,000 or $7,000 from uh, Funded Next
Uh-huh.
and $4,000 from Funding Ticks. So I'm up. I have my accounts on S2S which are built up, but then you do get cocky, right? Everyone gets cocky. I got cocky with NQ and I took a loss, and they had removed the daily loss limit from my account, which I still think they shouldn't have done it, because the daily loss limit is the best thing which a firm can provide you with. So I lose those accounts. I'm like, okay, it's all right. Happens. I'm up for the month. I close green. I barely spent anything on the accounts. It's all right. Now it's and that is my entire purpose. My entire goal this year is, if I can make my monthly average, get my monthly average to 15K a month, th- I think I have had a successful year. So far, my total payouts stand at, I think, 140K uh, for the year, which is like, I'm happy with it. I
Yeah.
have spent almost 90% of it on myself.
Hmm.
I keep 10% aside for accounts. Because I really I don't know. I don't have that habit of saving yet, but I'm gonna. And now this month I realized why we should be saving.
Okay.
I thought August was bad, but October has been, even though it's just been a week, this
Mm.
month has been the hardest for me. I lost my five S2S with funding ticks, bought them back, lost them again. I'm
Mm.
down 10 accounts there. I'm down with Tradify. I'm down, no, on Trade if I have my accounts alive. On Lucid, I lost five,
Mm.
but I had bought them last month. And on Perdia, because Perdia, like I found that firm very crazy that they just move you to a live account. So I was like, okay, that's daily payouts, and I tried to full port them into, just getting to through that phase quickly, but the costs do add up. So this month has been not very nice to me, but at the same time, I know, okay, not every month is gonna be green. What is
Right.
important, that I'm not getting into any bad habits,
Sure.
because this happens a lot with cheap accounts. So with Perdia or any account which is like around $200 or $300, um, I tend to try to speed run it.
Yeah.
But that mindset actually comes back to you on your main accounts. So I have started buying evals again to fuck around with. I just mess around on my evals. My daily target is, okay, if I'm making $400 a day, and I can close my entire week just $1,000 every 3 weeks, I'm gonna be at my payout. And honestly, once you understand price action, you have a decent strategy. $1,000 weekly target for any account is not that high if you're trading size. Right, one mini is not size
Okay.
exact, but
Yeah.
with the risk, right? It's comparatively much easier to do in comparison to 1:3 or 1:4. I was never good at that.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. One of the themes that I heard pop up in your story as you were telling it is obviously how overconfidence has been sort of a negative outcome for you. Can you help us unpack how you've reflected and given yourself some time for introspection on the cockiness and overconfidence, and has that improved, or what are you thinking there?
Looking for a prop firm that actually plays nice with automation? Meet Blue Sky, built for serious traders. And with Traders Post, it just clicks. You connect Blue Sky inside Traders Post, route your TradingView signals to paper or funded accounts, and let it auto-manage entries, stops, and targets. You control risk per trade, filter by session and symbol, and pause or resume with a single switch. Every fill is easy to review in one dashboard. Funded accounts can request payouts daily with launch plans starting at $49. Get funded with Blue Sky. Execute with Traders Post. Apply today at bluesky.pro, BLUSKY.pro, and plug in your edge. Trading involves risk. Use proper risk management.
I think I have made some progress, and I think a majority reason for my cockiness often comes from the fact that there have been months where the entire month I was green and I only took one loss, and I forget how to take a loss after that. That I feel I'm invincible, I'm not gonna take a loss, and then that loss hits, and if I cannot control myself
Hmm.
after taking that loss, I'm gonna set myself back couple of weeks.
Right.
So it is very important. So what I do now, I have started donating money, right? I don't know. I believe a lot in karma. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, if I just donate some money, my karmic debt gets rebalanced. Maybe then God will forgive my cockiness, right? A lot,
Okay. I don't mean to
uh,
laugh, but that's great.
no, I get it. It's funny. My friends laugh at that. This is not how it works, but I'm like, it's working for me at least right now. Uh, so, and the other thing which I think apart from this, what I have been being focused on, which I used to think is like some bullshit or agenda, is that
Mhm.
self-help. So I've been working with that on that a lot because I spent majority of my life in the past 2 years spending just learning how to trade. So
Yeah.
at one point I was trading maybe 13 hours a day. Not trading 13 hours a day, but just learning 13 hours a day,
Right.
12 hours a day. I
Right.
lost a lot of friends. So the
Just because you
human
were in the
interaction,
books or on the charts all day
yeah,
long, huh?
on the
Yeah.
charts, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing else. And now it's like I have a Discord community. I have people I know.
Yeah.
Especially podcasts, right? I love doing interviews for this sole reason, but that I'm getting to interact with people because my life is just based on charts, my Discord server, and honestly, I'm happy with it. Like I wouldn't say I'm depressed or anything, but sometimes it's like human interaction is very important
For
after
sure.
some
Yeah.
extent.
And
Yeah.
obviously, I do
So,
these podcasts for similar reasons. It's always great to connect
uh,
with new people and make new friends. And we connect quite a bit, even on our own team here when we do our show Price Action Live in the mornings. It's better to
uh,
trade with people in my mind. I prefer it.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. And honestly, now my entire focus for the year has been I do not go into the red because I have seen people make money the entire year,
Hmm.
and a bad month or two, three bad months wipe them out. And I could
Yeah.
see myself in that position recently when I was buying accounts. I did not spend a lot, but even like $2,000 over what I usually spend is a lot.
Right.
I'm doubling my expenses in a single month. That means that if I compound it, if I did that in a week,
Hmm.
compound that every single week, I will lose everything in like 2 months.
Yeah.
So new rules are in place. I'm very much focused on. I'm willing to not trade an entire day if I'm not confident about the trade, rather than take a loss. Like my
Sure.
mindset now has shifted from that aggressive that I need to win every single day to I just don't want to take an unnecessary loss which I can avoid it until at least the NFP data is released because
Right.
the price action hasn't been great for me.
So you mentioned earlier that at one point Tradeify removed your daily loss limit. Is that not something you just went back into Tradeivate for and set a user defined daily loss limit?
So the thing with the Tradeify one, like the Tradeovate one, I think that time was that you could just change it. You can just go and
Yeah,
change it
you can go and
yourself,
change it yourself,
right?
right?
Yeah. And I was like I used to use it before, but then I knew that I would just remove it, so I never put it in. Now
Okay.
I feel the regret I should have put it in because I just need that 5 seconds to
Yeah.
think that it's not going to work because every time I'm sitting in this chair and I'm about to do something dumb, there's this PTSD flashback of all the dumb shit which I have done.
That's right.
So yeah, and it is like for example, last 3 days I was trading from an Airbnb. I was with my friends, and it wasn't going that well. I was breaking a lot of rules. And the moment come here and sit on my desk and I'm trading, I stop taking a lot of dumb decisions.
Hmm.
So I just need those 5 seconds of thinking or to just remember what will happen. And again, I think with 150K, it was a new territory for me,
Yeah.
right? And that thing, like the cockiness, right? I flaunted a $50,000 PNL on
Hmm.
Twitter, right?
Hmm.
So that cockiness was there. Okay, people are glazing me, right? And that is why for the longest time I wasn't on Twitter. I like fine with in my Instagram because I couldn't see other people or people commenting on my reel wasn't that
Interesting.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but on Twitter, you see some big guy, some big dog, commenting on your post, and you go like, "Oh, yo, this guy." Because we all look up to people, right?
Yeah.
We look to PW, we are looking to Mad Trades, we are looking to JB, and all these guys. And
Hmm.
by any chance they like your post, and you see that pop up, you go like, "Okay, I am someone," but you're
I
not.
made it. I'm the best trader in the
Yeah,
world.
exactly, right? So that social validation does get to you,
Yeah.
and that is why right now I'm not very active on Twitter, and a lot of people think it's because I'm taking losses. I'm
Hmm.
very transparent about my losses. Like even right now, I'm willing to be. I'm very transparent about everything. So if anyone calls me a scammer or they're like, they call me anything close to a scammer, I just call them on my Discord and I screenshot and then show my payouts. I'll show my bank statement once I log into my bank account to show them. I'm
Yeah.
not lying.
Yeah.
right? Because I did not start this to scam. Because if I wanted to scam it, Indian markets are the best place to run a scam.
Interesting observation. So I'd like to circle back sort of to the beginning of your story here again, which your prop firm trading, phenomenal story. So glad that the success has played out for you. Well done this year. For your options trading, you were mainly trading options in the Indian markets. Was that like options on the Nifty, or what instruments were you trading back then?
So I was trading the Bank Nifty and the Nifty options. Most of them were like in the money, and it was like not you did not need a lot of money to be trading them.
Got it.
So even with with 10,000 or 12 not $10,000, like 10,000 12,000 rupees, which is I think 120 $150,
Yeah.
you could end up making, let's say, $20 or $30 a day.
Right.
And back then, that money was like, okay, fuck, 2,000 rupees is like $30
Sure.
in India. So that money is like crazy, right? Okay, I'm getting $30 for just sitting on my screen, and I used to trade from my phone.
Yeah.
So I traded on my phone for like 3 months because I did not know on the back there are charts going on. I'm just copying people. So
Oh, I see. Okay. So you were
yeah,
just taking
yeah,
your trades, executing the order, and not even
yeah,
looking at the charts.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Interesting. Um,
So
does
yeah.
is there a futures market that you can participate in India?
Yeah, so the futures market does exist, but because of regulations, you do not get any leverage. So I
Oh, I
had to
see.
pay.
Okay.
You get very less leverage. I think you do get leverage, but it's very less. I
Yeah.
could sell an option and buy the futures to make it less,
Right.
but to sell an option, you need capital.
Right.
So
Okay.
I think maybe once or twice I bought futures, but the spread is too wide. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, it's a thin market, I would assume, but the
Yeah,
so your introduction to regulated U.S. futures is only through prop firms at this point. Then you
yeah,
haven't traded any
yeah.
other U.S. instruments.
No, none.
Yeah.
Just through prop firms, and that too NQES and CL and gold.
Right.
No other
What an
instruments. Yeah.
incredible way to profit from the U.S. market, since you can't really
No,
access them.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to tweet about this, that it's so crazy that a guy from India starts making money off stimulated money
Yeah.
and gets paid real dollars across the world.
Across the world. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, globalization is insane. It's actually sometimes, and that's very hard to explain to people what I do,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So my parents still don't understand what I'm doing exactly. They know I'm trading, but they don't
Mhm.
understand why are people giving me so much money to trade.
Exactly.
Where am I getting so much
To
money?
not even
Yeah.
trade real money either.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
right. So that's a
Hmm.
question. Have you been called up to any live accounts at this point?
On Top Step, I was like 1 day away from being called up, and then I
Ah,
blew it.
I see.
On Trade, I think I would have, but then I blew it. So I'm not very consistent with my account. So see, I look at accounts as a
Hmm.
business expense. So if I put in
Hmm.
$300 and I make $2,000, I did a good job.
That's right.
Sometimes I put in $300, I end up making $8,000. So anywhere, if I can manage to get one payout, I did good. If I manage to get two payouts, I did very good. And if I
Hmm.
manage to pull four payout, the cockiness gets to it and the account is good.
Here it is again.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to, for me, I don't mind. I would love to be on a live account, but at the same time, simulated accounts they make more money in my mind.
I guess I was just kind of curious too whether you
Hmm.
were even allowed to trade a live account in India. It seems like
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
simulated accounts are the only thing you can really do.
Yeah, so with prop firms, I can trade the live accounts, but I can't
Oh,
open my own brokerage account
right. Okay.
with
Fair.
in the
Even
US.
more
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, interesting loophole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what is one thing that you think that new prop firm traders get wrong about trading prop firms?
I think they see prop firms as a personal account, which I think when you're starting out is important. Okay, you're not being risking too much or you're not trying to speed run them. But I think a lot of people are very good at passing accounts. Like I know a couple of people who are so good on evals, but they suck at what do you call it, the funded account.
Hmm.
So my theory behind that is this, that they use up all their good trades on passing and eval, then their
Mm.
losing streak starts, they start their funded account on a losing streak, their psychology gets hampered and they blow the accounts.
So do you think
So
they
I
would be
always
better
tell
off
them,
with straight to funded accounts then instead
yeah,
of
they
going
would
through
be
the gift
way
way?
better. Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
I
Okay.
I personally put two of my students on straight to funded accounts,
Hmm.
because I told them that you're doing well on your accounts, on your evals, because they are cheap. You don't care a lot about them. And second, that you're using all your good trades. And to make $3,000 when you just make $400 a day, even though it does not take a lot of time, that is a payout. Why
Yeah.
are you wasting your energy passing evals when you can pass them? Uh, and the second mistake I think people do on their funded accounts is that they try to recover them. I personally believe that if you're down 1,500 or $1,600 on your account, and if you are somewhat consistent, uh, you should not spend time trying to recover it. Initially, it is all right, you're learning, but even when you're starting out, you have to be careful that you have a very limited number of days where
Hmm.
you're actually trading.
Hmm.
So my math is this: there are 220 days of trading, out of which on any given days, 20 are going to be bad days, right? No price action, uh, maybe
Choppiness,
just
whatever. Yeah.
toppiness, right? Out of remaining 200 days with my negative RR, I know I might be taking losses on 40 of them. I think that is 80%. Yeah, that is 20%. So on 40 days, I'm going to be losing. So I just have maybe 160 to 180 days where I'm making money.
Right.
So I cannot waste any single day on evals. I cannot waste any single day where I'm not trading my funded accounts or I'm messing up. So when this is the thing which I tell them, just imagine you have 120 days to make money. Why are you breaking your rules and wasting an entire day? Because that day which you blow your account, the opportunity cost is not just of that day, it is also of the second day of buying
Mm,
new accounts, of passing them. So
right.
you're losing out a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, and the other advice which I give to people is that they need to stop backtesting and glazing their models in backtesting. Backtesting works to some extent, but after that, you're giving yourself false hope. You need to be trading evals as a way to learn your model. The
Sure.
moment you're confident with your model, pass one account. The moment you pass two accounts on evals, pa- uh, just start trading your funded account.
Yeah.
Have a source of income to pay for S2S, or uh, use advantage. Certain firms like Apex allows you to trade the news.
Hmm.
Tradeify allows you to trade the news. Just trade the news. It's all right. You're gonna lose $30 or $40, but you're skipping. So you're stopping yourself from wasting time. There are three big major news events. So you have on what are the chances all three of them the candles gonna dip, right? Just long it. That's what I do most of the time. Like with funded next,
You always
I
just
was
go
like,
long.
what are the chances? Yeah, let's just go long. Market
Yeah.
always goes up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I pass it, and then people say, oh, it was luck. And I always say, yeah, it was luck. But what I'm gonna do with this account, that isn't luck. So
Hmm.
does it matter that if I'm using a bit of my luck on passing accounts? I
Sure.
have the money to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
And that is right. Money, to make money, you need to have money. You need a job. You cannot drop out. You cannot leave your job because your manager does not like you and get into trading. You cannot ask money from your friends. A lot of things which I have done, I knew it just worked out because I got my first payout. But I advise against it, because if you're trading your parents' money, you're trading your friends' money, you're not if you are trading borrowed money, you're going to lose it because you don't
Yeah.
respect that money.
Right.
My trading has improved a lot more ever since I have been using my own funds to pay for the accounts, compared to of course now I don't need to ask my friend for the money. But the moment I got my first payout, became much more cautious with my funded accounts.
Mm.
To With Apex, I had the best ratio. Like all, I think I was on my, I would say 90th or 100th PA, and out of which 70 of them had a payout.
Mm.
So that ratio is what I try to maintain. With funding
Right.
ticks, the ratio was going so well. I had only lost 5 accounts out of 15 where I had not taken a payout.
Mm.
On Tradeify, it's almost the same till now. So I always say that respect the ratio on firms, that you on your funded account, it should never be that you are blowing the account to a tilt. That is fine with your evals, not on a funded account. That means you're not taking it seriously.
Right.
That
Right.
going on it, yeah. And if you really want to go on a tilt, just come back the next day. You will stop yourself, or just full port it before the news. Market always goes up.
On an
At
eval.
least there's a chance you're gonna save it on an eval,
On
even
an
on a
eval.
funded. I
Yeah.
say
Yeah. Never on
on an
funded.
eval, all right.
For sure. So
Yeah,
maybe the other wise thing that you really said earlier too was that you've only really reinvested in accounts with payouts rather than trying to take more
yeah.
capital of yourself or
Mm,
even from your friend. And speaking of your
mm.
friend, did you get him paid back for all the money he gave you for accounts?
No, he lives with
No.
me now, so I pay the rent. He never accepted my money. He was like, all right. I think he saw it as an investment because
Yeah,
now I never stop him from using my cards.
I see.
Right?
I see.
He
Okay.
doesn't even have to pay rent. That guy hasn't paid rent in 3 months, but it's all
Okay.
right. I'm like,
So then
okay.
you've paid him back.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
You have.
So yeah, yeah. And I told him you can start trading with me, but he loves his job too much.
I see.
Uh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's great. So what is your next big goal here for the rest of 2025 or even next year?
So right now my main focus has been to spread awareness about, you know, future firms in India because
Hmm.
people are unaware about the leverage these firms are offering. They are unaware about the potential, how much money you can actually make from it. And okay, it's not because I'm a nice guy. Okay, I am nice, but at the same time, that's a potential market which hasn't been tapped by most influencers.
Yeah.
I might be the first movers, right? If I can scale that and build my affiliate network, that would be great. At the same time, with trading, I just want to maintain consistency. That is 20K a month. If I can
Hmm.
push my average to 15 and maybe 20 by the end of the year, that would be great. And then it's to grow as an and to grow my personal brand. Right?
Sure.
These three are my key goals. With payouts being the least important one because at this time it's cyclic. Like you know how trading gets boring after a point of time that okay now I do not enjoy sitting in front of the charts after taking a loss. Like I don't want to recover it. If
Mm-hmm.
I get my 2 wins, I'm happy. I don't want to try making more money
Yeah.
because trading does get boring after a point of time. You know
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen if you stick for too long. So my focus majority has been okay. I can improve my edge because and that is the thing. Once you're profitable, improving your edge does not take more than maybe an hour every day of looking through a data and looking through a trades and finding your trades. I find myself more useful. So even right now, my other screen has my chart on, and there was a potential trade which was formed, which I think I would have taken if I hadn't found the trade. So I'm just I keep glancing at things which I might take, and you need to make that picture memory right of structures.
Yeah.
Uh, some people call it pattern trading. I call it like pattern recognition is the right word, right?
Sure.
What has been working will continue to work for maybe next 3 weeks, and that is the amount of time you need to lock your payout. So yeah, uh, my main priority will always be trading, but when it comes to improving my trading, I can't really do a lot now. The
Hmm.
curve tends to, you know, how it exponentially grows and then it's steep. So I know I can't waste too much energy because the moment I start learning new things,
Hmm.
I'm gonna start losing. So I stick to what I know, what works, improve a bit, 1% better every day. At this
Yeah.
point, it's more like 0.1% better every day. And,
How do
yeah,
you think you can make that more like 1%?
most likely I will need to switch my model. That sometimes I
Yeah.
feel I'm capping myself at $400,
Hmm.
which sucks because the potential to make because I have ran up top step accounts, I have ran up my funded accounts, and
Yeah.
that feels great. You know, being
Right.
up $6,000 in a single trade. So I know it is possible to do, but at the same time, I'm trading S2S, right? My profit cap is $2,000. I can't take more
Yeah.
than $2,000 out.
That's true.
So
And when it
yeah,
comes to futures, you can buy as much risk as you like, but that's what gets you into
exactly.
trouble. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So uh, right now my entire focus is okay. If I can just get to a point where I'm back at my July performance or maybe my June performance, which
Hmm.
I think this month should it be, I would be good. If not, I'm still making maybe $15,000 this month or $10,000. I'm happy with it.
Sure.
Um,
Which is an
and
incredible income in India. It's an
yeah,
incredible
exactly,
income
it
here in
is.
the States. Most
Yeah,
people can't make
yeah,
over 10 grand
exactly.
a month. So
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
need to start traveling. Like even like this morning, I was so close to booking my flights to Maldives. I really wanted to
Maldives.
see the
Okay.
beach.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
choice.
and that is the thing about trading. Like I never make impromptu plans, but now I really wanted to, and there was nothing like stopping me. I could go. I wanted to go, but then I realized, okay, I'm too lazy to pack my bags right now.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
You don't want to
But
miss the
the
charts either.
option, yeah, exactly. I start missing the chance. But that is a good thing with trading. Like
Yeah.
I am free to do whatever I want at this point. It's
Yes.
fine if I miss a day of trading. I don't like to do it. I have never missed a day of trading ever since I think ever since I started trading prop firms.
Mhm.
Nasdaq actually, I've never missed a single day of trading.
Hmm.
Like I have always, or even on my birthday, I
Well,
always I'm on my
you
charts.
make a good point about
Oh,
wasted time, so it makes sense. You don't want to
oh.
miss a day because a day can cost you a
Yeah,
lot.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, the day will cost me a lot.
yeah. So
So I
what
don't. Yeah.
what do your parents think now of what you're doing now that you've had this success this year?
So honestly, at first, even at like let's say when I was making $5,000 or $6,000, they didn't really care a lot. They were like, okay. Even
Hmm.
at 35K, they were like, okay, that's cool,
Yeah.
right? My dad goes band on band with me all the time on the family WhatsApp group for some reason,
Okay.
right? So they are happy that I'm sustainable. They are happy that I'm making money, but they would like me to do something safer, right? They would rather have me. I join their business. It's much more stable. It is much more reputable, I would say, because the word trading itself has, I don't know, the moment I am a trader, people hear I'm a scammer, right? I don't know what's up with that. The entire industry itself, and I do not blame the legit traders. It's mostly because the few bad apples, they are the famous ones, right? For some
Yeah.
reason, the bigger the scammer, the more famous he is.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna take any name because I might end up working with them in the future, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
But jokes aside, I think that has been, but they're happy. I know they're
Yeah.
happy with it because they see me now that I have matured to some extent. I'm living on my own now. I'm paying my bills.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do pay for some of their stuff. So they're happy with it, but deep down I know that they would want me to do something else.
We'll,
And
we'll
that is
see.
why, like, yeah,
We'll
I
see
want
how
to
they
get into the
feel when
space.
you buy them a house or a car or something, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, what a story. I appreciate you sharing all of your journey so far. And you're just another great example of another retail trader that started right after COVID and seems to have found a path that is unbelievable. So well done on the success. I'm excited to continue to watch your story as well. Why don't you stick around for a bit? We have a few things we can show you here at Traders Post.
Yes.
And again, thank you for your time. Any other shout outs or mentions you want to make?
I would just say no one actually. I don't have anyone. But yeah, my friend Abhishek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
shout
friend.
out to
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gamecraft. And this guy Ishuk, my roommate. And my ex who left me and I keep shit posting about her. Yeah.
I like the shout out to the X. Fantastic. Well, thanks again for your time. Have a good one, Sahil.